The Startup Support and Engagement Portal has been launched in Nigeria, which is a key requirement for the implementation of the Nigerian Startup Act. It was initiated in May 2021 by the Nigerian Presidency and a coalition of Nigerian technology industry leaders. The aim of the Nigerian Startup Act is to lay out rules and systems for how startups and governmental and regulatory bodies collaborate in order to advance the country's growing tech ecosystem. Joining me to discuss this live here in the studio is Ugo Aliogo, who is a public policy analyst. Good to have you. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk about Startup Portal, which was launched. What do you make of it, my friend?
So the Tech Startup Portal was launched is very good. It's actually an aggregator where you would have a collection or a conglomeration of venture capitalists, key players in the industry, startup companies, private equity guys. So it shows that, yes, the government is focused in driving investment in this space. And then last year we had the Nigerian Tech Startup Bill. So what we're looking at is implementation. And then with the launch of the portal, it would help investors who are interested in investing in the tech ecosystem in Nigeria to go to that portal and then have a list of some of the tech players in the industry and then the venture capitalists in the industry, and understand that, yes, we can now lock into one of these companies and then look at the companies they are interested in locking into and investing into.
This is a marketplace. This is a marketplace for ideas and investors and investments.
Yes.
I like the idea of a marketplace.
Okay, let me backtrack to 2017. During the Google Accelerator Program event in San Francisco, 6 tech startups were picked from Africa, 4 were from Nigeria. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the potential of this tech ecosystem in Nigeria is huge. We need a lot of investment, and then we need a lot of government support. Beyond having legislation, beyond having the legal framework, we need huge investment in this space. And then these investments can capitalize to growth. We're talking about, there have been conversation around the non-oil sector, right? The tech ecosystem is the new oil, is the new way to go in many economies. Look at Finland. They are doing amazing in the tech ecosystem in Finland. Public and private sector investment, there's huge investment in public and private sector in Finland and the tech ecosystem. Finland has been able to digitalize every aspect of their economy, from transport to healthcare to social security to custom clearing. And then they are even test running democracy. They are looking at how to drive technology in democracy. There's huge investment in green energy. They are looking at how they've tried to create a strong synergy between green energy and technology. So there is huge investment in Nigerian tech ecosystem, but we must get the fundamentals right.
Tell me, what are these fundamentals?
So the number one fundamental is, what is our roadmap? What is our blueprint concerning the tech ecosystem in Nigeria?
How do you mean blueprint?
Blueprint is, where do we want to develop our tech industry?
Okay, so that we don't just beat about. It's not everything about nothing, but everything about something.
Having a blueprint tells you that we want to build our tech ecosystem, or do we want to build along the line of having more data centers in Nigeria? Are we looking at increasing the investments going into tech hubs? And then we will not have those tech hubs. Are we looking at training the next generation of coders?
But you've seen what the new minister is doing. I'm sure you've seen what the new minister is doing. The minister of digital,
Yes, I've seen what the new minister is doing.
What do you make of all his efforts?
His effort is good.
He's been all over the place since day one.
His effort is good. At the phase where it is now, it's at the phase of policy making. We have not really seen the implementation. And then, seeing the implementation, you still have to design a blueprint. Is Lagos going to be Africa's Silicon Valley? Let me give you an instance. Morocco, if you go to Marrakesh, the economy of Marrakesh thrives on tourism.
Yes.
It thrives on tourism. So we can position Lagos to become the next Silicon Valley of Africa, where Lagos, the major revenue earner of Lagos, can be technology.
Why Lagos? my friend.
I'm using Lagos as an instance.
No, I'm just asking.
I'm using Lagos as an instance.
I'm just asking.
Because a conglomeration of the tech, a conglomeration of the tech startups we have in Nigeria, a large majority of them are based in Lagos.
Yeah, because blue-collar, white-collar folks are in Lagos.
I'm using Lagos as an instance.
Yeah, maybe Kano, for instance.
We can use Kano, for instance.
Yes,
we can use
maybe
other
anywhere.
cities.
We can build a Silicon Valley, not necessarily in New York or Washington.
So, and then beyond...
What does it take to build that digital capital of Nigeria?
we already have the players in this market. We have the legislation in place. It's now for government to step forward and implement the laws that has been passed. The tech startup bill. We need implementation, not just implementation. We now need to partner with the players in this sector to help design a blueprint on where Nigerian tech ecosystem is heading to.
Should the professionals and the stakeholders in the industry prepare something and hand it over to the government and say, this is what we want to do?
So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So the players in the industry are the investors. Then government is the
enabler.
The enabler, right? The regulatory body that will now give the legal backing. So there needs to be a conversation between the players in the industry and government on where we want our tech ecosystem to go. What's the blueprint? What's our agenda in this place?
So
and then we also look at how to partner with the universities to reshape the curriculum. Right, to reshape the curriculum so that the graduates who are churning out from the computer science related courses or the technology related courses meet industry requirements. Our universities should now begin maybe a course in coding. And then there should now be increased investment and increased training for women who are interested in coding and technology.
I love the idea of the blueprint. Because what I see right now, and what I've seen, not just over the last few years, it looks like everybody's going through that same wide open door in terms of either you're coding or you're trying to develop some softwares and what have you. So I'm trying to find out if we're going to have this investment and this startup portal so that some folks perhaps will concentrate on infrastructure for that sector. Some will focus on human capital development, knowledge. And perhaps others will focus on other things. But again, we need to aggregate everyone. And so
that's why we have the portal. So the portal is for aggregation of the venture capitalists, the players in the industry, and then the partners, and then other players. So anybody who wants to invest, any international investor who wants to invest, goes to the portal, and then you are able to see these are the aggregators, these are the players in this market, these are the venture capitalists, these are the key startups in this market.
Who's in charge of this portal?
It's the federal government, because it's an offshoot of the tech startup bill. This is an offshoot, and it's a key requirement for the tech startup bill, which has not been implemented. It was passed into law last year.
Yes.
It was passed into law. It was started in 2021. I was passed into law last year.
It took so long.
Yeah, it took so long. So so the conversation should be, we should look at the non-oil sector. Tech is the new oil. It's the new way to go for many economies. I made mention of Finland and what Finland is doing in that space, and then how it has helped to.
What we can learn from the ecosystem in Finland.
And how it has.
But do we have our own roadmap or blueprint that works for us? Not necessarily from Finland.
So that's why I said.
I like Finland, by the way. But
yes, so that's why I said we need to develop our own blueprint. So you need to localize it. What is workable for Nigeria?
So should we put our blueprint on this portal? That's what it should be.
The portal is for aggregation of players in the industry. It shouldn't be in the portal. It shouldn't be in the portal. It should be a conversation between government and the players. Where it should be placed will be decided after the conversation. But necessarily, we need to have a blueprint.
How quickly should we have that?
It depends on the readiness of government on this matter. It depends on the readiness of government and how much they believe in that ecosystem.
But at least you're happy with what's been done so far.
Yes, I'm impressed with what's been done so far. Last year and this year. So it shows a lot of commitment. And then being that the Minister for Digital Technology in Nigeria is a key player, in the industry.
He's also an investor.
He's also an investor. So he understands.
And a pro.
So he understands. He's a pro. So he understands. So I expect him to transform the tech ecosystem in Nigeria. Not just transforming, being able to transform, being able to bring in players and attract investment for Nigeria. And then so that Nigeria can be a leading player in Africa and be among the competing nations of the world.
You're giving me something to smile about. It's a Monday morning. I love it. It lifts my spirit. Early in the morning here. I'm sitting down representing my friend, Rutu Siduri, who's a show anchor. Thank you very much. And I'll give your regards to him. You're one of our regulars on the show. We say thank you, making the time on Monday morning.